late.
Okay. Hello everyone. So we are having Dr. Hriday Shah sir with us. He has pursued his masters in MPT Neuro and also a PhD scholar. Sir is also having a clinic in Mira Road called as Happy Neurons. So if anyone is from Mira Road or Mumbai, you should also visit sir's clinic. So thank you sir for joining with us.
Uh, Thank you so much for that introduction. So, can I just brief everyone about myself? I've done my bachelor's from KJ Somaya in from 2015 to 2020, and then I went for my master's. I did my master's in Neuro, and immediately I got an opportunity to join for a PhD, and so that's why my inclination towards research was there, and that's why I'm pursuing my PhD. So I hope it ends soon, and thank you, Viva, for organizing this live. So whatever basic questions are there, some myths are there, some information, whatever students need, I'll be happy to help them.
Our Instagram.
Viva, I'm so sorry, your voice was not audible. You got disconnected. Can you please repeat it?
Just a second, sir. Just a second.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, all good, all good, all good.
Okay, so we will cover few basic questions which many of us are having, and as a final year student, I was also having these questions about research, and we have got few questions from our Instagram also. So at the end of the live session, we will cover them too.
Sure,
So
sure, no
shall we
problem.
start?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So the first question is why research is important. Like why and what is research? Can you give a gist on it?
I will not go into the definitions and all, but I'll be very basic about it. That see, it's basically finding a solution to a problem. That solution might be very simple. The problem might be very small also. A small problem might require a smaller solution. Bigger problems will require a bigger solution. So research is basically finding a solution to a problem or making a path easier by finding something new, by developing something new, or by searching something new. That research is basically this for me in my terms, if you ask me. Now, why research is important is very, very important is as we evolved from apes to human, we also need to go ahead. We can't depend on lot of treatment strategies, protocols which have been since ages. With research, with evidence, with newer technologies, newer techniques, we need to update ourselves. We need to modify treatment strategies so that the patients who are there, they get relief faster, they show better improvement at a faster rate and at affordable financial setting. So these
Okay.
are certain things which tell you that why research is important.
Okay, so basically it's for the people's benefit and for our field as well.
Correct. Same. See, I'll take a basic example of COVID vaccine. So
Yes, sir.
COVID developing COVID vaccine was also a research only, right? We had a problem of COVID-19. So what was the solution to that problem? Right? You have to do research, do analysis, and get a vaccine. That is the solution to it. We couldn't
Yes.
depend on the existing vaccines which are there for different viruses. We had to upgrade ourselves. That's the whole point that these vaccines came and it benefited the people who were there. So research is always for the people making it, making a better quality of life for them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this insight, sir. I hope many of us have cleared this doubt.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir. So our next question is, what are the overview and the basics of research? Like we come across some terms or like hypothesis, null hypothesis, or errors in research. So can you give basic idea about it?
Okay, now if we enter the technical terms, the most important thing is whoever is doing the research, you're a UG student, PG student, it is important to understand the topic of your research and why are you doing that research. Are you doing it just because it's in the syllabus? Don't think like that, because whatever research you will do, make sure it helps at least one person. If your research, if your finding at least helps one person, it definitely shows that it is has some percent of importance in it. Now the terms which are there is hypothesis is basically what you want the research to be. Like for example, I'm going in a very basic example. We take a low back pain case. So we use IFT also for low back. We use TENS also for low back, but we don't know which is better. Okay. So now we just take a normal mechanical low back pain cases there. So my hypothesis would be that IFT provides a better effect than TENS. Hypothesis is basically an assumption that is there. Viva's hypothesis would be that TENS provides a better result than IFT. So I am voting for that IFT provides a better result. Vibha says that TENS will provide a better result. So that is my hypothesis and that is Vibha's hypothesis. So now how do you confirm this hypothesis? When you do the experimentation, when you do the research, when you do the intervention, when you do the analysis, then you come to a conclusion. Okay, so and so was the data collected, so and so was the response, hence XYZ modality is better than the other. Okay, there can be a possibility that both might show a same effect. So maybe TENS in the end, after the research, there is something called as alternative hypothesis where both the treatments have shown a significant effect. Okay,
Okay.
so these are some basic things which are there. In that also there are deeper topics, but again that is later on, part two.
Yes. Yes. This was also very beneficial. मतलब जो लोग इस फील्ड में ही नए हैं, so for them this is very helpful. Because as we come into final year, we have the research or the project thing. We have to select some
Correct,
topics and
correct.
we have to do research. So yes. Okay, so moving on to our next question. How physiotherapy students can start research? Like what is the starting criteria? How should we begin?
There is no starting criteria as such. You can begin as early as you are in your first year, second year. Only thing important is you should have that curiosity within you. You should have that instinct of asking
Okay.
why this and why not that. Okay, now a very basic example, that same thing. I'll take a low back pain case. Now, Viva would say that IFT is a better treatment for low back pain. Someone would say, oh no, cupping is better. Some third person would say dry needling is better. I'm going to ask why. Why is it better? What is the reasoning behind it to be better than the other? Or why is it more effective? Okay, why not combining all the three? Why not adding something different like K taping? Why? That question should come why. Why not this? Why not that? Okay, unless you get a reason, okay, there is a reason established, okay, so there is a scientific reason for particular treatment to be effective. But when there is no reasoning for any particular treatment or rehab protocol or anything to be effective, there is no reasoning to it. Finding out that reason is itself a research in itself. So now there is a problem. You need to find a innovative solution, a different solution to it. It can be as simple as, we all might be in suburbs or metro cities, but what about patients who are there in rural areas? There are no much facilities over there. You need to find some innovative method so that physio treatment reaches them. That is how the tele-rehabilitation came into existence and which boosted during the COVID-19. So there was a problem, a solution came up. It is as simple as, connecting a Zoom call. That was the solution. But then itself that gave so many opportunities. One was how do you assess with tele-rehab? How do you provide treatment with tele-rehab? How do you provide game-based treatment with tele-rehab? All these slowly started coming into existence. Tele-rehab was nothing new. It was there since a very, very, very long time. The research goes back to 1980s, 1990s, 30, 40 years back. But it boosted up right now because we had those apps, we had those technology, we had those faster internet. So now these all things were very important in finding the solution. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir, yes. It was perfectly answered and in a proper way. मतलब basic चीज हर किसी की clear हो गई होगी, I am sure.
Correct. Thank you so much.
Sir, and I had one more doubt, like it randomly clicked in my mind. How do we decide the research topic कि हमें इस चीज पे research करना चाहिए, being a final year student?
Okay, I might my answer might not be likable by the faculty members of the colleges, but what happens is there is students do have an interest which doesn't match with their guide many of the times. So it is important to take your guide's preferences into consideration, take your interest into consideration, and develop something that is a mixture of both.
Okay.
So it is very important. Like Riva, you tell me where is your interest lie? Where does your interest lie in?
In neuro as well.
No, but I tell you what is the very favorite topic. What is something that you like a lot? N number of times if you will read that topic or know about that topic, you will not get bored. What is that?
So that topics mostly arises from ortho, MSK, like
Okay, so
special tests or some cases which we have seen in OPDs and some sports cases, athlete cases, ACL injury or meniscal tear. So that fascinates me a lot.
correct. So now you are more into sports rehabilitation. So now see that is some area of interest that you have to catch. That sports rehab is your interest. Now, then second thing is you need to be updated with the recent things that are going on in sports rehab. So K taping is something which many players are using. Then there is something importance of warm up and stretching. These are certain basic topics, but they are always there in the sports rehab thing. Like without stretching, without warm up, no athlete goes into the field. K tapes are always there as an emergency. First aids are there, which provides the on-field physiotherapy which are needed. You have those cryo sprays which are there. So now these all things are there, which many of them athletes are using. Now, when this injury happens to them, what is the first action that is taken by the physiotherapist that should be known? So
Okay.
these are certain things that you have to be updated about. When you read these things in articles or sports magazines, or even the player interviews who have undergone rehab, you will get an idea what the trend is happening. In that trend, you will come across, okay, why was this done? Why did this happen? Now, for example, we all know Jasprit Bumrah, Jaspi Bhai. He
Yes.
had a spine injury I think last year, and again during the Australia Test match, he again had a spine injury. So now, okay, need to be updated. What was that injury? What rehabilitation Jasprit Bumrah is undergoing? How much weeks does that take? Any advanced technologies or advanced exercises or any personalized treatment or any machinery that is being used, why is it being used? So based on these things, is it effective or no? Okay, now some particular exercise protocols might be very effective for cricketers, for a bowler. Okay, so Jasprit Bumrah being a bowler, he might have a very different set of exercises for his back, for his shoulders, which might be very different for a sports player like a footballer. So footballer might have a lot of focus on their legs, their foot coordination, eye and leg coordination. Whereas for a bowler, it would be an hand-eye coordination. So again, different players will require different protocols. So now you have to see, okay, what is being effective for them. That is very, very, very important. That is how you develop a strategy. Like maybe you can take football players who have got an ACL injury. You will not be using the same exercise bowler does, but you might have to find some exercises apart from your Kistner book that are recent and that have shown effect in other countries. So case studies are published for particular athletes in different countries. So now someone in UK might use a different treatment strategy. So does that treatment strategy also work for Indian population or no? That is something that you have to find out. Our body make is different from the UK, USA people. Our diet is different from them. Our environment is different from them. All these things play an important role when you're doing a rehabilitation. Their facilities are more, their finance is much better. Here, India is a low middle income country. We have to take care of that as well. Everyone cannot afford a game based VR rehab system for athletes. Someone who is at a district level will not be able to afford these things, or any physiotherapist will not. Every physiotherapy center would not have such a VR rehab system. So now what to do? Means treatment नहीं करेंगे क्या? So you have to find some different way. Okay, that is how that research comes, finding a solution, finding something innovative which works for the Indian population. I hope I answered it. I think I took a very long time, but I hope I answered. Oh, Shiva left.
So actually, the network issue had arisen, I think.
So yeah, did you listen to the answer? I think I completed it. I hope it was.
Yes, sir. I listened to it to some extent, but the network issue occurred. But now it's fine, sir.
Okay, okay. Do you want me to repeat it, or has it been recorded already?
So can you repeat it so it
What was the
got
last thing
connected?
did you hear? What was the last thing you heard?
Different protocols from country to country, and it's our duty to see which treatment protocol
Correct.
suits.
Correct. So again, now some case studies would be there that might have been published. That might be published in UK countries for a footballer. But again, does that protocol work for Indian footballers as well? Is something that we need to find out, because their diet is different, their body make is different, their environment is different, their training sessions might be very different. Their hours of playing football or hours of training sessions would be different. Everything matters, and we have to take that in consideration when we are doing or applying those protocol or rehab strategies for Indian patients. I hope I answered it. Riva, I can't. Riva, there is network issue. I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
What are the
I'm so sorry, Riva. Your this network issues coming out.
so am I visible?
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
I was saying that you were not audible.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, better. चलेगा. Okay, normally these government jobs, there are a lot of government institutions or government hospitals where you can get the job. That is one thing. Second is in railways, you can get job of a physiotherapist. Third, Sports Authority of India, which is a very big government organization for sports physios. You can get over there. You need to be updated with the newspaper ads, or as well as in many WhatsApp groups. These ads keep on coming, or with some government medical officer you need to be in touch with. So these are basic opportunities, top three opportunities: government medical colleges, railways, and Sports Authority of India. There might be many, but I'm aware of these three.
Okay, okay. That would be helpful for the people, I think. Thank you, sir. So, sir, let's move on to our next question. That is how research benefits physiotherapy profession. So, I think you have already covered it by saying
Yeah,
the improvement in the treatment protocols and for the beneficial, it is beneficial for the people as well.
correct.
Uh, yeah. So, I think we have the few questions through Instagram.
Okay.
The first question is why physiotherapists don't get enough government funds for research.
Okay, now this is something, a new information that has that I was in a conference last month where a new update has come is that Maharashtra University of Health Sciences has allocated a certain amount to many colleges for research purposes. Again, the disadvantage is in the UG research because many of the time, because there are so many UG students, it is difficult to fund each and every student by the government. So that is a very big drawback in the UG research, whereas PG research to some extent are being funded, PhD researchers are also being funded. Various factors come into consideration. One is how big your university is. What is the NAC affiliation of your university? How many papers does your university publish every year? How many researchers are there in your university? Because government will not randomly give money to any institution. Your institution, your guides, your infrastructure, everything plays a role. Do you actually require money is an important question. Now, some student who is doing a survey, I don't think survey will get any grant because there is no expenditure in it. Unless you are innovating something or unless there is going to be a lot of expense material wise, or if you're developing an app and there's going to be an expense in collaborating with a software engineer, a web developer, that all things can be funded. The different organizations that they do is ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research.
Okay.
They do fund, but again, they only fund if your research is top notch. It is something, a boon to humanity, or you are doing something at a very global level. They definitely do fund. There is SSIP given by Gujarat government. There are various private colleges that fund startups, so you will have to check with your private college. If your college is a private institution, you have to check with them. Other way of getting funds or grants for your research is attending conferences like SIP, Society of Indian Physiotherapists. Even IAP does fund a certain amount for the research. So if your research is a UG research, it is going to be very difficult to get funds from the government. Okay. But again, if it is your PG research, PhD research, where you're doing something extraordinary out of the box, great. Definitely you will be, helped by someone or the other.
Okay. Sir, you mentioned the SIP conference. How do we get the notifications that this conference is going to be conducted year and year? And
Again, majority is via social media. I think nothing reaches, any news doesn't reach faster than the social media. So it's basically your WhatsApp groups, your faculties definitely, many of the college faculties are members of such big conferences. So they definitely enlighten students about it. So I think social media, WhatsApp groups, college institutions, they play a great role in, getting know about conferences.
okay, okay. Because this was the question asked by many of the subscribers कि हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि ये conference है और जाना चाहिए या नहीं. And one more question, sir. There are many conferences and workshops going on surrounding. So how do we decide कि हमें ये conference में जाना चाहिए, ये हमारे लिए beneficial होगा? So that is also confusion.
Okay, now that is very subjective. Okay, very subjective. Now there is a, if there is an XYZ conference, understand what is the theme of the conference. What is the objective of the conference? Does that conference or the guest lectures who are coming interest your match with your interest is something which I want to say. Now my interest might be very different from your interest. Your interest like in sports rehabilitation. So
Yes.
now if there is a conferences that has a good orthopedic speakers who are going to talk on orthopedic topics or orthopedic rehabilitation or on sports rehabilitation. definitely go. Definitely go. It's your area of interest. Definitely go. You would learn something or the other. There might be things that you might know, but there is always one thing that it will benefit you. That thing that you heard might get your brain running. Okay, he has said something like this, or she has said something like this. Why? Now from that why will develop. Okay, now I need to read about this. I need to see some particular football patients or cricketers. Okay, now they have said that this works in cricketers. I will try on them. I will see this technique works on them. That is how that research comes. It's from just this small thing.
Why?
That that why, and that will give you the satisfaction. Okay, now this speaker told me to try this on a cricketer, and I did try, and I did get a result. That happiness itself tells you, okay, now this thing works. Now I will try this thing on some other cricketer. That time it may not work. Why is it
True.
not working? That is what again a research comes out. Okay, why is it not working? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So this is how conferences need to be selected. Second
Okay.
thing, go to a conference is of presenting something. Gives a
Okay.
great impact, creates a good network with other physiotherapists, senior physiotherapists, or whomever they are collaborating with, and creates a great network. So present papers if you're interested. It's not just like हम कॉलेज में है तो ही हम प्रेजेंट करेंगे, not like that. Even after you pass out from the college, do some or the other research, something or the other.
Okay.
Present is what I'm saying.
Understood, sir. So this was a confusion for many of them. I hope it has been cleared through your explanation. Thank you for making it clear, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay. So there is one last question. Why physiotherapy field in India lack quality research?
Again, if there are going to be 60 undergraduate kids or 100 undergraduates, I don't blame anyone over here. It will become very difficult for the guide to mentor so many students at a time.
True.
And in undergraduate is just like, okay, हमको college खत्म करना है. We just want to go, we want to work, we want to do home visits, हमको खत्म करना है research. That is an attitude of many of the young physiotherapists which are there. And that is why that general perception comes that the quality research is not there. So it's not a single person or single individual to be blamed. It's a lack at each and every level. If an XYZ student is dedicated to, I want to do this research in a very proper manner, there will be no guide who will say no, aisa mat karo. Everyone will help you because there is your research is going to be of quality, is going to be of honesty. So that will definitely impact at least one patient, and that satisfaction that you will get is going to be beyond anything that you perceive. So again, it comes from the self. That quality of the research comes from the self first and then others.
True, sir. Sir, I have seen many of them like हमें research करना ही नहीं है, like क्यों है ये? Because we are not taught what is the basics of research and what all things are included in research and why is it important. But you have made it clear for many of us.
Yeah, this issue is there in each and every college. I so basically my interest in research developed when I was in my third year. And same
Oh,
thing, it came from a conference. I attended a conference and I was like, okay, this is something new that I have encountered, and I need to find out more about these things. And that is how I got into research. I had a very good institution that I from my undergraduate that helped me go ahead. I had a very good guide. I had a very caring principal, ma'am. All of them supported me. I have presented in my conferences. I had very supporting faculty where I did my first thing as a case presentation itself in an international conference. I just share this story. There were 19 MBBS students and I was the only physiotherapy student. So I was working with a rifle shooter, again a sports person. I was working with a rifle shooter, and my sir, Dr. Mayur, we both were very much engrossed. Okay, now this is something different. We need to see if there is an improvement coming with an holistic rehab protocol. So that was the case study that we did, and out of these 19 MBBS students, I came second. So that again, gives a good morale. Then my guide in my undergraduate, Dr. Mukta, she taught me the basic ABCD of research. Like I think she would sit with me. I would ask her very silly questions and she would explain me everything. Then again, my principal ma'am, Dr. Shweta, she was very supportive in my, in that I wanted to present in conferences and all. So she was very supportive in that. So again, having a good institution, having that dedication matters a lot. And then again, I when I went in my masters, it was altogether like a heaven for researchers. So I did my masters from Manipal's main campus, and my guide, Dr. John, amazing person. If you Google him, he's an international, global physiotherapy personality. He has an
Wow.
amazing research. So when you come across such professionals, you get that what do you say? You get that intuition, that feeling from inside. Okay, I need to find something new. I need to do good in research. And then finally, I landed up my PhD in Parul University, where my guide, Dr. Chaitali, very supportive, very understanding, and we're working on something, some innovation. Let's see, hope that gets completed soon. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
a short journey that I have encountered. The institution, your dedication is the first thing that matters the most. If you are dedicated, none of your teachers, principals, everyone, any staff member, faculty will say no to you. They will always be supportive. It's your dedication that should matter.
True, true, sir. This was something which all of us should know and we should absorb it and then focus on our studies as well as researches.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you. So we have got one question. What's your advice for a second year student? So,
Regarding what you want an advice about the academic thing, that you have to do it. There is no shortcut to it. Get your basics clear. But again, yeah, if you have some innovative idea, if you have some thought process that is going on, read about it. Maybe what you are thinking might already be published, or that answers might be there. So, first read about it from your end. If you don't find it, you can ask your faculty members. They might answer it to you. Even if now, if they also don't know, then okay, that is something that is a research that you have to find out.
okay.
So again, if you have an idea, second year से भी चलता है, third year से भी चलता है, but develop that idea.
Okay. So along with our dedication, we should get a right mentor. That is also important because
Yeah, again, I will not say finding a right mentor. Your dedication will develop your mentor into a right mentor.
okay.
My is something which I will say, because your teachers are very knowledgeable. If you are not dedicated, why will someone spend their time and efforts behind you? So you need to be dedicated. You need to be, no, ma'am, I have done this. No, sir, I have done this much work. What next? What next? See, they are also busy. They also will not be able to give you that much time. But again, if you are dedicated, if your research is something good, no one will say no to you.
That's true, sir. So one more question by my immediate senior. Why do you think quality research lack in our country and why physiotherapist doesn't get government funds for research? So we have covered this question before. Sir has
Yeah,
explained it very well. So you
yeah.
can
Once
take.
this live gets published, you can just watch it. But still, if you're not satisfied with the answers, you can message me.
Yes, definitely. Okay, Sumnath. Hello, ma'am. Hello, Sumnath. I'm from Andhra Pradesh. Okay, that's
I
great.
hope things are going good in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, is there anything else which anyone would like to know?
Yes, so one more question. Is the income of a physiotherapist still low or will increase in future?
See, you should know how to make money. Simple thing. It is not low, but yeah, it is not well appreciated, is what I would say. But again, it depends from where you are, how you manage your business, and how do you manage everything, how much you save, how much you invest. All these things matter. That is altogether a different this thing. I'm actually coming up with a webinar on this finances in running a clinic. Maybe I think I might be collaborating it with some institution. It's still in talk. If something like that comes up, I'll definitely keep you guys updated by social media. Then that's faster way to connect.
That's
Okay,
true.
and I don't. I just want to say one thing that I am very much inclined towards research. I do have my friends who are there in who help me with my research, who are interested in these things. So if any student, I would prefer a passed out student, not attached with any institution. If they have some ideas, if they are interested in innovation, if they want to grow their idea, if they want to do a particular research or something, me and two, three members of my team would be very happy to help you out. But preferably students who are not attached with any institution, because then it would create a conflict of interest. That okay, student is from this institution, why are you helping out? Okay, and there are many types of research. There is something called as a systematic review. It doesn't require any patient or any ethical approval. It is just, you have to do a lot of data extraction in that. Again, that is also something which I would appreciate if someone is interested in doing it. Okay, so I do have a team of friends that would definitely help you out. Someone who is interested in innovation, please message me. But please, I want you to be like a, not associated with any institution. If your idea is good, definitely I would like to be a part of it. I would like to help you grow. If it's good, I'll even fund it, everything given. But again, you need to not be associated with anyone.
Yes, sir. I hope many of them or those who are interested in research will contact you for the research purpose.
Yeah, please. But I like it needs to be proper. I don't like simple questions must पूछना. This is basically if you're not attached with any institution and you want to uh, develop or do something new like a systematic review or any particular intervention or something, then yeah, I will be happy to guide you.
Yes, sir. So there are many questions rising up, but we will continue it in part two, I think, because it's now 10:30 and
If there are like two three questions, I don't mind. I'm actually have taken out time. If you don't want to wrap it up right now, if there are one two questions, it's okay.
so it's actually related to research, like in-depth research about the
Okay.
null hypothesis and the systemic review, types of the sampling methods and all. So I think if we
Ah,
will cover it in part two, then it will be a detailed video based on the subject of research.
sure, no problem. If this, if like there are a group of students who are interested, then let me know. I conduct a webinar on it and maybe make
Yeah,
the research simpler.
yeah, it will be beneficial for all of us, I think. So if anyone is having any doubt, then you all can mention them in the comments, or you all can contact sir as well on Instagram. So we will be happy to help you and guide you from our end.
Okay, thank you for having me, Viba. I hope it was an informative session, and
Yes, sir.
all the best to you for your future and for your results and everything. And all the best to everyone who was attending this or who will be watching. I hope you guys become successful and take care. Cheers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. See you
Bye.
soon.
Bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye, sir.